And here is part 2.
Bad times, I don't wanna have bad.
It's also funny as well because, like, I think, obviously not just for me, for a lot of people, like, actually Good Charlotte was like a gateway into heavy music. Like, you and your brother were wearing like Cradle of Filth shirts.
We were.
You were wearing like aggressive band shirts.
We wanted to
and you know what it was like when you're a kid and you're getting a record and you look in a record, you look at the thanks list and you look at the shirts that the people are wearing.
They're wearing.
So like I would listen to bands that you guys would wear because I'd be like, who's Suicidal Tendencies? Who's Cradle of Filth? Who's Danzig? I didn't know. I was just a kid, right? I'm like, I'm hearing this. Who's the Misfits?
Yeah.
Who's this? You know, and you're like, you were a darker band.
Dark in our
aesthetic and kind of like the way it looked. It was like, oh no, this is cool.
I always said, it's like the Morrissey lyric, I wear black on the inside.
Yeah.
Because black's how I feel on the outside. You know, I always felt down.
Yeah.
I always felt a bit angry, but not at anyone.
Yeah.
It was very hard for me in the upswing and the peak of that, all that kind of Good Charlotte stuff in the first iteration, whatever I want to say that, whatever you call that part of our career.
Yeah.
To express how I was feeling all the way.
Yeah.
We tried in the music. It definitely how we dressed. We were always trying to like push the limit of like what bands we'd take on tour or like what we wore, because I don't know that we wanted to be a part of the mainstream in the sense of like, I don't know. It was hard to explain, but our music was so fucking poppy. It was like, because we just love fucking catchy shit. But it just
didn't seem, I think for kids and for when we were listening to it, I'd say kids, like when I was starting listening to music, it didn't seem like mainstream to me. It was dudes that were playing instruments, and it was, you know, it was like, it was punk.
Yeah.
That was my entrance to it. And I think, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you know, how I say like weird things come together. Like, you know, obviously now we're with you guys and Joey and the links between like me being a kid and coming to see you and then singing with you and being friends, and it's all so weird to me, but it also all makes complete sense.
Okay, so I definitely want to tell the story about you coming to Brixton.
Yeah. Because it's a crazy story.
Probably my favorite story of one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
Just because like you're such a legend and I like listen to your music so much.
Yeah.
To think you were a kid. How old were you?
When I came to see, it was probably, I want to say 04. Did you do the first time you did Brixton?
Probably 04, yeah.
We were talking about
or
the lineup.
02.
Yeah, it was Brixton. It was you, Mest, and Sugar Cult.
Yeah.
We were saying. And I remember I was there. Got dropped off by my friend's dad. Okay. We both came together, me and the two girls that I grew up with. I was in school young, so I must have been like 13.
Middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my friends Helen and Hannah, we were big GC fans.
Okay.
We got dropped off at 10 a.m. I waited by the bus, waited by the side door to try and hang out. And I didn't know any better. I was just like, I want to be at the barrier. I want to do it. Like I was that kid. Wow. I see those kids come to our shows now.
Did you see us get her on or off the bus?
I didn't see anything. And it's because I was probably like round the front and you guys were like getting around or whatever. But like the show was just amazing. It was like my first big show like in London.
High energy.
Yeah, I was from a smaller village. So like going to London for the first time in like Brixton Academy, a venue that I'd heard about for years, being there and then seeing this show, it was just so amazing. I was right at the front, singing every lyric, every song.
Crazy.
And then you come back, I think it was like, I don't know how many years after.
2018 maybe?
We're like pals. We're like, you're like, do you want to come and sing with me? I'm like, yes, I do. And then that many years later, I'm on that stage with you guys, singing a song, which is crazy.
And one of my favorite parts about any UK show now is if you're in the country and you can come sing.
And then we came and then I sang on your record. Like, what the fuck?
And one of my favorite moments on
like, what the fuck?
On Generation RX, which I think is a fully underrated GC album that one day will be more appreciated than it was. Album. I just think it's a special album for us. Leech, which is a very deeply meaningful, emotional song about me and Benj coming to the realization of like how deeply wounded we were from our childhood, and this song that no one could sing on that song. That song was a precious gem to us.
Yeah.
Just because it was a message that we both needed to get out. And it was like therapeutic for us, coming to the realization that like the childhood trauma that we suffered, that we never really came to terms with and never really talked about, we kind of put it into a poetic message on this song, and it meant a lot to us. Yeah. And so for you to come and do the chorus was more meaningful than just you being on a song.
Yeah.
It was like, there was light. There was something about you that the fact that you did it, first of all, which I was scared to ask you.
That's so crazy.
Because I was like,
I'd have ran here.
I don't want him to feel like, you don't want anyone to feel obligated.
Yeah.
Because that's not, because it isn't even about that. You know, like, so you don't want someone to feel like they can't say no.
Yeah.
And I know you would have if you didn't want to do it, but we're not the guys to ask anyone for anything if we feel like it's going to be like them doing something they don't want to do.
For me, it was an amazing song.
And it was,
I remember hearing it and just being like,
it's one of my favorite moments on the record.
Song. Yeah, and it kind of opened up a part of my voice that I hadn't used, like sort of tonally. I think I remember me and Dan were talking about it. We like kind of opened up like a few ideas for the album, For Those That Wish to Exist, kind of singing in that sort of style. But I tracked it with Dan as well, which was super, super cool.
Yeah,
and
so cool.
Yeah, I was just so honored. But like, it's so funny because, it's not like in our relationship, I spend the whole time sat around going like, oh my God, that's Joel from Good Charlotte. Like, fucking hell.
No.
But there is part of me that is, like I'm saying, with that like 13-year-old kid that is like, this is so crazy. Like I went to go and see a band. I was inspired by it. Then I'm in a band. I'm now like in a fucking conversation with you all the time where we're trying to big each other up and encourage each other. We're saying all these things to each other and supporting each other. I'm on your record. It's an amazing thing. But do you know what's even weirder is how it kind of all came together. And I think we've spoken about this. Dean Robotham, who was a guitar tech for Benj.
Yeah.
He'd just been out with you for a while. And I remember he came to my house and we were just sat outside having drinks, and it was like me and my girlfriend at the time and a bunch of our bandmates, and we were all around, and he'd just come back from being with you guys in LA, and he'd come back and he was like, oh, I've just been out with Good Charlotte, and like, they're the best people. Like, I love them. And I was like, be honest with me. I was like, be really real with me. I love that band. What are they like? And he was like, I'm being completely honest with you when I say they're the realest, nicest people. They've gone out of their way to take care of me, gone above and beyond.
Oh, that's nice. He's great. I love him.
Next day, without any link or knowledge that Dean had been at my house, Joey calls me. And he's like, I've got this. Joey, our manager, for people that don't.
Joey Simmerin, who's now the president of MDDN for many years, but has been your guys' manager for so forever. Long. Yeah. And
he called me and he was like, I want to run something past you. I've got a proposition to go and work at MDDN. What do you think? And I was like, do it.
Great.
I was like, I just had a conversation last night with somebody that would never lie to me, says they're the best people, says it's a like amazing company, go. And Joe was like, cool, done.
We needed him.
And he was like, okay, that's it. And I spoke to the guys and was like, because obviously they had been at my house as well. They'd had the conversation with Dean, and it was so funny, like how it was like at that moment, around that time, we'd been through so much like shit and trauma.
Been through a lot.
Lost Tom. And I remember Dean had come down, and it was still around that time, and it was just like,
you were all still processing.
Yeah. But it was like, oh, that's funny. Like, this is all sort of it felt like something was happening. Like someone was looking over and going like, oh, here's a little bit of light. That's obviously not fixing everything that we've been through, but it was like, here's just something to make you go, huh, that's odd. I was just talking about them yesterday, and you've called me asking about this. It was really strange.
We're all weaved in a cloth. We're all weaved in and the thing that I think people don't, what I believe anyways, that people don't realize is that we're all connected. Like we all are. I just believe that we're like a big colony of ants, that we're not even conscious of the dance that we're doing together. Oh, you know who else was at the Brixton show? Adele. She told me that too.
You're just inspiring everyone, all genres.
So no, by the way, I fucking love Adele. Yeah. She's the realest.
Yeah.
You want to meet somebody that will not disappoint you if you love her music, meet Adele.
Yeah.
She's the best. And I've only become friends with her because she's very close with Nicole. And so I've gotten to become friends with her, and I count her as a just dear friend because she's a lot like you.
She's our national treasure. We love her.
She is a national treasure. And that's
because not only is she talented, she's sort of everything that's amazing about England.
She's so
like, and Britain, it's like she just encompasses this like Cockney legend.
She's
she's
British.
Just insanely talented.
The talent is like, that's the thing everybody knows.
Yeah.
Like that's just like, you just know Adele is Adele. It's agreed upon. But the thing that I think people don't always know is at the heart of a person when you sit with them.
Yeah.
Are they a person? Can like we all be in the room and can Adele be here and you be here and they're there and we're all here together as people and that everyone in the room like matters? That's kind of how the experience I always look for.
And can she sing the chorus to Little Things? And did she own a maid? Did she own a maid? Did she own a maid t-shirt when she was in the crowd?
I don't know, but what I'm constantly impressed with by artists that I admire, like what they've done, is when I meet the person.
Yeah.
And they're real.
Yeah.
And they're also aware. They're aware that they are who they are. So if someone comes in the situation that's a little excited or whatever, they're kind.
Yeah. But
she's not going to be beholden to someone that is full of shit.
Yeah. She's not got time for it.
You know what I mean? Because she's real.
Yeah.
So she had to, just like you and me too, we weren't blessed with, like, we didn't come into the world and we were like the shit. In fact, we were the opposite. We had to find our self-esteem. We had to find our talent. We had to work our asses off.
Yeah.
And we had to try and make it. But we had to believe in ourselves before anyone else.
Yeah.
And that goes for Adele. That goes for you. That goes for me.
Yeah.
And we still doubt ourselves.
Yeah.
We're still that kid.
It's what keeps pushing you, I think.
And it also is what makes you kind. I think.
Yeah.
What makes you have empathy.
Yeah.
And, but it's funny because Adele was there, you were there, and you're two of my favorite people.
Yeah.
And you're both English.
Yeah.
Well, we're in London, so.
Yeah.
But like two of my favorite like English people.
Yeah.
Because my experience of England is my friends.
Yeah.
And I love the UK. Good Charlotte, we have a great relationship with the UK. Like,
yeah, you definitely do.
It's like one of our favorite places.
Yeah.
But it's the people. There's a personality there that is very you. It's very Adele. It's very like, there's an honesty and there's something about it that I think we could use a little more of. But it's funny the two of you were there and you're two of my favorite singers.
Yeah.
And two of my favorite friends.
Just the whole thing is just so crazy to me to just be like, that's kind of, I was there. Those records were just so inspiring.
Well, thank you.
To then be like, okay, now we're mates. And we talk all the time.
And we work together.
We work together. Joey's here. I've been on your record. I was on that stage where I first saw you doing it. I've now done Brixton myself.
Yeah.
Like, it's an amazing things like that where you just take a step back and you're like, wow, it's been
Did you do Ali Pally?
Been a hell of a journey. Yeah, I did Leech at Ali Pally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, an amazing
I
moment.
love Ali Pally.
I do, yeah.
What a great venue.
Yeah. It's
like
amazing.
All flat.
But yeah, there's those moments in your career where you go, wow. You think like Little Sam, where I'm just like, it's amazing. It's been an amazing life.
So my theory, and this all proves it in my opinion, is we only become what we actually truly see ourselves becoming. So if you in your very core belief do not believe that you could do that, whatever that 13-year-old looked at and saw on that stage, he somehow, some way thought, I think I can do that. If you don't have the I think I can on anything, you will not have it. You will not possess it.
No.
And my belief system is vision first, dream first, imagine first, and then don't worry about how.
Yeah.
And I think what you guys do really well is you let how happen. You lean into how you feel. And if we think too much about how we want the thing we're imagining to come, we're caught up on the how and not the thing. So if we don't imagine what we want and just go to bed dreaming about that every night, and we let how happen every day and lean into how we feel. So, oh yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's go.
Yeah.
It comes to you if you're looking at the vision.
Yeah.
And I think we attract what we want. And we attract what we don't want. If we think, the law of attraction, all that stuff, it's all the principles of like, we will find what we look for. So if I'm looking for enemies, I'll find them. If I'm looking for friends, I'll find them. And I think that we are like, somehow you manifested the connection that we have, and I manifested it as well. Because when I heard your records before Joey.
Yeah, because I remember you and Benj were talking about us before we even started working with you. I was like, wow.
Architects.
I was like, good Charlotte like us.
God damn.
That's a turn up for the books.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
Because it was...
Not me.
It's never stopped impressing me.
I appreciate it.
You know what I mean? The music has always impressed me, but somehow we manifested, and I say this in the bigger picture for anyone listening, is like we absolutely manifest everything in our life.
Yeah.
If I get up today and I'm looking for problems, I'll manifest them. I'll find them. There are plenty of problems to find. We go through the woods looking for the bears, or we go through the woods looking for the berries. We'll find both. They're all there. But I think the thing you and me probably continually have to work on, which is probably slowing down and maybe even slowing, I always think, is it slowing down my progress, is how am I talking to myself?
Yes.
And am I encouraging myself as much as I encourage everyone else?
Yeah.
Because I love to encourage people.
Yeah. I think it's, I had it actually with Stephanie from Brutus. They just supported us in the US.
Brutus is amazing.
An amazing band.
Getting some love at home too in their home country.
Yeah. We toured with them and I love them. They're one of my favorite bands. But Stephanie is very similar to me. She's so hard on herself as a vocalist, and she's so like
crazy, brutal
to herself, right? So we would watch her, like, you know, our dressing room would empty every night. We'd all go watch, then we'd go back and speak to them. And I remember speaking to her one night, and she was upset with her vocal performance, and I was like, that was one of the best vocal performances I've ever seen in my entire life. And she was sat there like in tears being like, I've let you down. Like, you guys, like, you brought us out and we've done this. And I was like, no. And we spoke to her, and she was like, you know that if I spoke to you like this, you wouldn't listen. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And she was like, you need to speak to yourself like this. And I was like, whoa. Like, left the room and went on stage and was like, yeah, that's right. Like, if I could see myself as not myself, how would I speak to myself? How would I engage? How would I encourage myself? Because I'm like you, like, I'll talk to you, I'll talk to her, I'll talk to other bands and other frontmen and
we're like,
other
what's
people.
The problem?
I'm like, you're good, don't worry about your voice. Just do this warm up, you're going to be good. You sound amazing. No one can sound like you. You are the only person in these 20,000 people that can go and do you, so go do you. But me, I'll be going walking on stage being like, you're about to let every single person in this room down.
That's crazy.
Everybody is here to laugh at you. You know, like, that's just the way my brain goes. And it's rewiring that of like, everybody is here because they want to see you succeed. So just have fun, because no one has bought a ticket to this concert to come and watch you laugh. Like, that's so insane to think that. But it was a really interesting moment. And like I say, like, when we have conversations where I'm like, this is great, you should do this. This new song's great. Try this. Like, you know, we're bouncing ideas off each other even yesterday. It's so funny because you're like, yeah, if you're doing it to me, I'm like, yeah, I need to take that on board. To actually take it on board. Like, just try and be nice to yourself.
Think about every area of your life, because this is where I get it from you when you don't even know you're there. Is I struggle in other places. Like, I have a little bit of stage fright.
Yeah, same. It's brutal.
But then I get out there and I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I don't think about how I sung after the show.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest with you.
It's done. Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
And I don't think about it during the show.
Yeah.
I was losing my voice during that song, whatever. And I'm like, whatever. I just have a drink afterwards and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Now that might be some self-esteem stuff. I might just be like, we're not that good anyways or whatever. But at the end of the day,
definitely is.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe I should take it more seriously or whatever. But I think I'm going to go try my best. In the live show, getting on stage is the hardest part.
Absolutely.
I'm anxious. I'm a little edgy. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I might be a little unpleasant to the people who are closest to me.
Yeah.
And
I'm freaking out. I'm just, you're not breathing properly. You're just like, yep. You know, you get it done. I'm exactly the same way. I get a song in and I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah,
I've done this.
Then we're flying.
Yeah. You've ridden this bike before. You know where you're going.
But places like, to be honest with you, like the gym, where I am it's taken me years to get comfortable with like working out. It sounds whatever, but like it's just real. It's like some self-esteem thing. And your music is one of the soundtracks I put on to like get ready to do things that I'm scared to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know why working out would be something someone's scared to do.
Yeah.
But I'm being honest.
But it's honest. Like everyone has different things that they're uncomfortable
It's hard
to do.
for me, like to show up every day and like commit to something like that because I don't feel like maybe I don't feel like I deserve it, or maybe I don't feel like I'm that kind of guy. Like I'm not a fit guy, or I'm not a whatever. And I've never like pushed myself to see what's possible in that category of my life.
But I think anything that's like anything that intimidates you and you do, you learn a lot more about yourself after it. You feel better because you go through it, you know?
Yeah, on the other side. And I'm on the other side now, like it's no problem.
Yeah.
But my soundtrack in the last 3 years, when it's been like this start, stop, try this, try that, maybe even more, maybe like 5 years, my soundtrack has been Architects.
Crazy.
And it like gets me there, like gets me ready, it gets me. And you know, I don't think we live in like a culture where being vulnerable and sharing something like that is like, I don't know, sometimes I hold back because people are mean, but it's the truth. And you know, I think about anyone out there that's struggling to get to start something that they're scared to do. Because for you, it's like I got to get on stage. For some people, it's like I'm really nervous to apply for this job.
Yeah.
Or I'm really nervous to move houses.
Yeah.
Or to ask this person out.
I think it's anxiety and fear and depression is something that like I've dealt with for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think if people just think that, you know, me getting on stage is just normal and like that's just what I do, then that is actually shows how far I've come as a person, because it's hard work. Life can be real hard. It doesn't matter what position you're in or what you have or what you do. Mental health is very real and a real struggle. And I think I've just tried to be like really honest about that throughout my entire life.
Yeah,
I think
you've been good about that.
Just conversations of like, I'm not the finished article. I certainly don't believe in you know, like, oh, I'm fixed now, I'm fine, I've been through this bout of depression and I'll come out the other side and I'm like, I'm all good. I think it's an ongoing thing that you have to work at to just keep your head above water. Not that like I'm always drowning, but I am, you know, I'm swimming. And you have to work at it. You have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to be honest with people around you. My wife is an absolute saint within my life.
So is mine.
The rock of me. Everything I do, I try and do to impress her and make her think that I'm a good guy. So I just try and be honest and work. You know, I go to therapy every week. I take antidepressants now, again. And I've had bouts of being on them and being off them, and it's just what works for me. I'm not on a lot of them. I have enough that help me put my shoes on in the morning. And some people say you shouldn't be on antidepressants. Some people say you should. I don't really care. It's just what works for me. And I think they came to me at a couple of points in my life that I really needed them. And I'm so grateful to have been in a position to have that. But I think, yeah, just being honest, I think that's the real core of like what makes me is just not hiding behind anything. I just want to be open and honest and show vulnerability, because I think that's important. I think especially for young people and young musicians everywhere, I think just being able to be like open and honest is key, because I think it's times where I've needed to hear people talking about it, they have. And you had that you had that back in the day on Young and Hopeless. You had that Hold On. It was like an amazing. I remember the video. It was massive and so important.
About suicide.
Yeah,
because we got so many letters from people that either didn't kill themselves or lost someone, and somehow in their 2 years we were touring on the first record, we got so many letters.
Yeah.
And in 2001, and we went and made that record, we were like, we have to make a song.
Yeah.
Because we can't write all these people back.
Yeah.
And it was always about suicide. Yeah. It was really crazy how many kids back then were.
It's nuts. But I think it's just such a big thing that everyone's going through. I think like the conversation needs to keep happening, and people need to be talking about it, because it's.
Papa Roach just did something really great.
Yeah. It's an amazing song.
I love those guys.
He's they're all amazing.
Yeah.
Jacoby has just got like the maddest energy. I love it so much. I just can't imagine what he was like when he used to drink.
Oh my God. I don't want to know.
That guy comes in with the best energy straight off the bat. And he's so supportive.
He's a great guy.
He's such a nice guy. He's like, that band has always been a band that we've loved and liked as well. And you know, he's always made time for us and been so supportive. And I've got to sing with them on a couple of occasions, and he's come and sang with us as well. And yeah, again, just like another sort of mad moment where like people that you grew up idolizing and listening to, you're just like texting and like shooting the shit with, and
what a guy,
supporting each other with.
Great, yeah.
His heart's really in the right place.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's got a big heart.
What other bands would you say you guys have become really good friends with over the years, besides Good Charlotte and Papa Roach?
We have got so many.
You toured with Knocked Loose, right?
We haven't toured with Not Loose.
Oh, I thought you did.
Not toured with Not Loose. We've been friends with Not Loose.
Okay. Are you friends with them?
Yeah, Brian and Isaac, we've had a lot of chats with.
I like them.
Great guys, great heavy band. They're actually the funny thing about that band, and I've told them this, it was the last band that Tom showed me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I remember Tom showing me the first song that they kind of put out off of their first like big record, like the second record I think it was. And I remember him showing me it in at his house when we were doing some writing. He was like, "I think you'll really like this." It was, you know, when like you're friends and you just show each other stuff.
Yeah.
It was the last band that Tom showed me. And I was like, "Wow, this is really, really good." And he just, again, like a sign that Tom had his finger on the pulse for a long time. We're really good friends with Stray from the Path. We've known them for a long time.
They're great.
Yeah, we've known them for a long, long time. Like our first ever show in America, they were on.
Right.
like however many years ago in the middle of nowhere, and you know, a Parkway Drive, really good mates of ours.
Oh, they're cool.
Yeah, we've got so many friends because we've been doing it for so long.
You guys have just been in every fucking festival, every tour. You guys, I would say,
we're chatty. Yeah. So when you know us, when we're in. You know, we're kind of like my rescue dog, Sophia.
Yeah.
We're like, once she knows you, she absolutely loves you, and you're in. And before it's just kind of like, who's this guy? Who's coming into our like compound area? Who is this?
Quiet.
Are you gonna hurt me?
They're quiet. And then you're like, no, they're not.
And then when you're in, they're like, no, well, they think they're too cool. It's like, no, we definitely don't.
No,
we definitely don't. And
we're just shy dogs.
I think when you've been doing it for so long, that's one of the best things about touring. And it was one of the things that I really was looking forward to, getting back over to the US when we hadn't toured here for a couple of years, and actually getting over and seeing those people that I just hadn't seen in ages. Yeah. You know, where you see them around the world. And that's one of the best things about touring. It's like going to a place and being like, this person's coming tonight, this person's coming there, and you know, it's like a little, just a hang around the world.
Did you have a favorite metal festival this year?
Favorite metal festival
of the ones you played? Like, was there one that stood out to you as your favorite?
I really enjoyed Bloodstock. Headlining Bloodstock in the UK was awesome. I didn't really know what to expect because it's quite a like heavy metal festival. Right. I didn't know how we'd do.
I figured you guys would do really well.
We just don't have the confidence to be.
Yeah.
And then
the fuck do you?
It was amazing. The promoter and the people that put on the show were like, "This is the most people we've ever had."
If I was in fucking Architects, I'd just walk into any fucking show.
Yeah.
Just be like, put me on anywhere.
Yeah. But I need to try and, again, I'm trying to be more confident.
Yeah.
But we did, we had a great show. The promoter was like, this is the most people we've ever had through the door of the main arena on a Saturday night.
Amazing.
And they were so stoked on that. With Full Force was amazing in Germany. It was just a year of like craziness.
What about America?
Aftershock was awesome.
Aftershock is always good, huh?
Aftershock was awesome. Welcome to Rockville.
Yeah.
Which you guys are doing, right?
We're doing this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. All those Zimmer festivals are amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see, actually now America has its own festival season. Yeah. You know, like Europe has always been a time where it's like,
it's a thing now.
Are you doing festival season in Europe? Are you doing this, like, and putting stuff around it? Now America is like the US is like,
it's got it.
And it's like, and your lineups are insane.
Yeah.
Your lineups are like just one day is like, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're like looking at the lineups, you're like,
America.
Yeah. bigger and better.
Bigger and better.
I love it. And I just think, I love it. I love the opportunity of going out to people that maybe haven't heard of us, and are like, we're in front of them and showing what we do best. And I think because we've been doing it so long and we've smashed festival seasons in Europe so many times, we know how to work a big crowd. Yeah, it does help.
It helps.
Yeah.
When you've played thousands of shows and you know how to do a live show, whether something fucking goes out or something isn't working. There's something
about being over in America where I'm like, I feel like I can be a little bit like more Larry as well. I like to sort of like attack the crowd and then sort of give them a little bit of love in between the songs, and then rile them up a little bit more and call them pricks and have a go at them and get them rolled up. And I think they see the sort of sense of humor in it. I'm not up there trying to be cool. I'm just sort of winding them up. I've loved it. I love this stage of our band and this sort of time that we're in. I actually love being out here at the moment. I think there's something happening in the US for us.
Yeah.
That there's an energy around it that hasn't been there up until recently.
Well,
it's not for lack of trying, but it just feels like something's shifted.
I'm telling you right now, I think it's where the culture's at with rock music, where rock music is having a real, like, across the board.
Yeah.
It's not just nostalgia rock. It's rock across the board. If you're a good band, if you're good live, if you have good songs, new or old, doesn't matter. There's like a rock thing happening where people are listening to rock music and they want to go to rock shows.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are a great rock band. And I do think that like things are shared faster now.
Yeah.
Even 5 years ago, it was different.
Yeah.
Like things get shared so fast now. And I think you guys have an amazing catalog of songs. When I turn people onto Architects, they come back to me and go, oh my God, I don't know which song's my favorite because there's just so many good. Like, by the way, if you don't start playing Gravedigger.
Yeah. We did on the Euro shows. So
in the set, because it's one of my favorites. But you have so many good songs.
Yeah.
And that's not what it's all about.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm just discovering this band. Like that's where I think rock and the rock festivals, there's a real culture now, like a little bit more like Europe used to be.
Yeah.
And it still is. But I remember we would do America in the 2000s or in the 2010 or whatever. And it was like, if you didn't have a hit in America, no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
But you go to Europe and they listen to every record.
Yeah.
And you're playing an arena and they're singing the album cuts on the third record that no one else.
Yes,
and in America, like
those shows are the best shows.
And it's crazy. You have so that's kind of happened in America now, I think.
Yeah.
Is like this culture of live.
And I feel like we've just got to a point where we're just like trying to be the best we can possibly be and put on the best show. And in those situations, we're just like, we know how to do this. And we want to be the band that you go away and go, they were great.
And you go and listen to the record?
Yeah, that was a great show. This was my favorite band of the weekend. This was this. I want to be that. I don't want to be ashamed of that. I don't want to waste my time and turn up and just be like, okay.
But also,
like, if I'm leaving my wife and my dogs to come and play over here, you best believe every single person in that room has got to go home going, they were awesome.
They were fucking good.
Yeah.
And to do what you do on the record live.
Yeah.
Because also, if you listen to a record with complications, it's like a watch.
Yeah.
You hear little things that are choices that aren't necessarily easy or, it's interesting when I listen to an Architects record, I don't just love it for the songwriting. There's complications in the music.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And you hear it and you go like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that little guitar part right there or that little thing. And that to me is, and then you see the band live and you go, fuck, they did it live too.
Yeah.
That's a good band.
I'm very lucky to be in a band with some amazing musicians.
Yeah.
And I say it every night. I'm like, I don't have to worry. I don't have to look around. I don't have to turn around. I don't have to think about it. It just happens perfectly every night. It's very rare that any of them will make a mistake. And I'm very fortunate to down at the front. And I think the best thing I can do is be as good as I possibly can for them. And I think we're all in that mindset of.
So I think in America, people are discovering you.
Yes. Yeah.
I think you have a good core audience here of like of like heavy music fans. Yeah. But I actually think there's like this very big new wave over the last few years of rock fans who are discovering music, like rock music truly for the first time.
Yeah.
Or expanding their rock music taste.
Yeah.
Because of all these new festivals that have popped up in the last decade. And I think that you guys are experiencing like a wave of like new fans.
I think also,
in the US.
Yeah. I think also we're very, very, I was going to say lucky. We're very thankful for the team that we have around us.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful for it. I think label, agents, management, everything around us is just feels like a no-brainer. It's like our mates that work for us. Like sometimes we'll see people and I'll be like, oh, we've not really talked about work, but it doesn't really matter because I know what you're doing. I trust you. Well, we're just hanging out. I think it's important to surround yourself with people that like you can be yourself around. It's not just like, you're not just having to be nice, Yeah. I've had so many people that work for us that were at my wedding. Yeah. And I know loads of people in bands that be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, they're my mates. Of course they're going to be there. We're very thankful for the team that we have around us, because it does just feel like it's not, if Architects does well and something happens or we have a moment, and I think with our fans as well, actually, it feels like it's a win for everybody.
Big time.
Because it's not like, we're not like, look at us. We're like, look at this, look what we've done, like, together. Because I understand the importance of our fan base and the people that are around us, because we're not rock stars. We're not. I walk my best part of being alive is walking my dogs and picking up their shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not picking up their shit, but I love walking my dogs in the countryside,
Yeah.
and I love being live and doing that. But like, I'm not a rock star. I'm not walking around carrying myself with any sort of energy, right?
I feel the same way.
So when we do well, I think people are like, that's awesome. That like someone like me has done well. You know, it's like, I can do that. And if they can do well, then I can do well. And that's what I was inspired by when I was a kid.
A good winner.
Yeah.
Someone who's kind.
Yeah.
And like doesn't chop someone's head off when they win.
That's what you got to do. You don't want to stand there and be like, look how amazing I am. I'm like, what's next? Let's go.
Yeah, it's like when you see an athlete win and they go, man, my team was so good, they fucking blah, blah, blah. And you go like, you know that guy is a fucking baller and he won the game. But he's never going to give you the satisfaction of saying, yeah, I fucking did it, because he knows.
There's a lot of time left in my life where I can look back and think and pat myself on the back for what I've done.
Totally. Like,
I don't need to now.
You know what I mean? Like I was poor and now I'm not. Good enough for me. But one day maybe I'll look back on how hard it was to get out of that poverty.
Yeah.
And I'll celebrate it. And every now and then me and Ben do celebrate it, because we have moments where we're like, wow.
Yeah.
Can you believe this is our life?
Yeah, yeah. And
Even
it's important to
last
have
night-
those moments. It's important to have those moments where you're just like, I'm so grateful for this.
It's gratitude.
Yeah. And just having a conversation of like, wow, this is insane.
And like, look who we get to work with. Look who we get to hang out with. It's truly joyful experience to be backstage at one of your shows.
It's amazing. I think especially with Architects now. I mean, I used to have quite a few drinks. Thank God I don't have quite a few now.
Me
but
too.
You come off stage and it's like, cool, we just go play FIFA and go bed.
Yeah.
Like, we have a thing now. This is so lame. We have a thing now where before we go on stage, you see a few of us get our stuff ready to like get our pajamas and get ready for bed.
Yes.
And it's like, you get off stage and it's like, who's going to get in the shower
gonna
first?
get there?
Who's going to be the fastest person to be in their bunk? You get in your bunk and you're like, oh, I've won.
Right.
I've
Or
done
just
it.
like get cozy in the lounge.
You're just sat in the bus
turn
being
on
like,
movie.
oh, wouldn't want to be you sat in that
Movie
dressing
night.
room. I'm sat just looking at pictures I've taken throughout the day on Lightroom. Like, see you later.
Yeah.
You know, it's I'm lucky. We're all the same people. You know, I'm so blessed to have them in our lives. And I was talking about it to someone the other day about like how much we hang out and talk to each other. We talk to each other every day. I love those guys so much. Like, we're just such a team. And if the band stopped tomorrow, we still talk to each other every day.
Yeah.
We're still best mates. You can't fuck with us.
Well, I think you guys have a very long way to go.
Yeah.
I think you have a long road ahead of you.
Yeah.
A really good one. I think you're in the fun part. I think you guys have done a ton of work. You've been through a lot as a band, and every fucking way you could go through something. You could write the book on how to run a business, in my opinion. We always say it. We're like, what would architects do? They would just make a decision. So what do we think, guys? Okay, that's what we should do. Okay, let's do it. We say that all the time.
Yeah.
Because it feels that whatever your process is, and it sounds like I'm not far off,
Yeah.
but it feels like that's it.
Yeah.
It's not like, how big is that going to be? Or how blah, 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 blah. No, it's just like, I feel like that's it. And then we just do it and it's right.
Yeah.
And then what's the result? Okay, cool. Now let's go. Like, we're not all hung up on the result of every fucking thing we do.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going forward, make another record, drop her another record.
We have a thing where it's like, if the four of us, if one of us is outvoted, we're still kind of like, well, why is that one? What's wrong? What is it that's not right here? We're like, we'll put it through if it's it's for the greater good, and then normally I'll come around and be like, yeah, actually it was right. But it's always like, we respect each other of like, okay, if you actually don't think this is right, I trust you and love you enough to know that there's something in this.
So let's dig in.
Yeah.
And let's figure out what that is.
But for the most part, it's like, we know what we need to do. We're on the same page. We have the same kind of gut where it's like, yep, this is what we got to do.
And I think that's what's gotten you to this what I think is going to be and is becoming, as I think you're feeling it, is this record is being really well received and celebrated. I think people really fucking love your band. And what I think you're seeing is 2 decades of instinct work. Feel it, do it.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward. And I think you guys are coming into the fun part of being an architect where you actually get to probably enjoy it a little bit more than maybe you have in the past.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's like just time for fun. Time to enjoy it. Done the hard work. We're still going to keep working hard, but you can loosen up your shoulders a little bit and have a smile.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah,
like
you can smile a bit. Yeah,
doing these big ass shows, it's fun.
Yeah,
You know?
bring that little kid with me and just a little kid in my heart and be like,
yeah, the 13-year-old who was in line at Brixton at 10 a.m.
Yeah, now you're doing this.
And
what do you think?
now he's on stage, and you got to show him what he's done.
Yeah,
sometimes.
And let him take the wheel sometimes, because I think really like that's what everyone's sort of actual talent is born from that.
He had the dream.
Era of like being that the formative years of like, I got it, I'll take the wheel, I'm good. You know, you looked after. You grow up, you get to that point, and you're like, actually, I think I know better.
That's the kid who dreams.
Yeah. So let them carry on.
And I really do believe that the dream starts everything. So if anyone listening, take it for what you want. If we don't start with a dream around everything, our marriage, our band, our life, our health, if we don't start with a dream, then we're just letting any other thought come in and rule what this becomes.
Yeah. So
it's usually fear-based.
Yeah.
Right? So, or we're wrestling between good and evil. But if we start with just a dream, my dream is this. So I always tell people, have a dream and a vision around every part of your life. Give yourself that. Because you don't get to be anyone else. I don't get to be Sam from Architects. I have to be me. And you get to be you. And that's kind of like the journey for me is like, what's my dream around everything? What's the dream for MDDN? It's to work with really fucking great bands and be in an environment where everyone like enjoys it and everyone like knows where they're at.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think you guys do that. But yeah, it's that 13-year-old kid who's at Brixton who goes, I'm going to do that.
I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah.
And I think more of us need to like remember that we all, but hopefully the people out there listening, if maybe they haven't accomplished what they want to yet. And I always want to encourage people that are listening to our music, that are getting something from it, to find their band, to find their dream, to find their, their hit record, whatever it's that is. Yeah.
If you want it.
Some way.
If you want it.
Some way.
Make it.
Some way, shape, or form.
And I think now, like you say, like I've got to this point in my life where I'm so inspired by bands and music that they were doing stuff before anybody else. Like going into a studio and recording to tape. Like people don't understand until you like look under the hood of what music is now. So much music is just recorded into a laptop, and if it's wrong, you just delete it and start again.
Yeah.
These bands like the Beatles were going in and recording Sgt. Pepper on a 4-track.
Yeah.
4 tracks. That means there's 4 different things. They would record 4 instruments at the same time, or 3, then play that back so it was being played back on 1 and record 3 more layers. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
So bands like them and the Stones and Led Zeppelin and Creedence and I mean Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Oasis. Like I'm fully going back. Tom Petty.
Yeah.
It's like I love all that music. It's just amazing. It makes me feel happy and smile, and it reminds like my dad was always playing the Beatles and the Stones and Zeppelin in my house. You know, it's been what made me love music. And when I was a kid, you know, I started getting into my own music, and I was like, I don't want to listen to that. I want to listen to this. I want to do that. And you know, you go
want
back
autonomy.
You go back and you start listening to songs, and you're like, I know every single word to this, and I've not listened to it in 10 years.
Now I want to listen to it on vinyl.
Yeah. And then you start buying it, and I'm very lucky to share that relationship with my dad musically, where I'll come over to the US and call him in a record shop and be like, oh, I found this Beatles record, like, should I grab it? Like he'll be like, oh yeah, they printed this on this, and Paul had done this, and like you should grab it. And you know, it's cool to, mine and my dad's record collections are almost identical now, I think. So it's it's cool to have that. Yeah.
Sam, love you, man.
It's been a joy. Thanks for coming. Let's just carry on hanging out there.
Yeah, we'll go out there and hang out. Yeah. Thanks, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Congrats on the record.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And the tour.
Thanks for being the best.
Man, you're the best. All right. Thank you for listening to Artist Friendly. We really appreciate it. If you like the show, You can also follow us on Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram at artist.friendly. And you can watch us on YouTube and Veeps. Leave comments. I always read them. See you next time.